What about the equal time agreement?
The equal time boombox agreement doesn't apply in this case, all right? That's just for recreation.
Oh, come on!
Hey, we got a lot of lines to paint, and it's a very long road. I suggest you start the machine and keep it going.
Okay, Alvin.
Yeah.
You have your tool belt on backwards.
This movie is so different from what we see right now that's out. How did you come up with the concept?
Well, I came up with the concept of this movie because I wanted to make kind of an alternative to what's out there, particularly in the summer where it's full of huge budget blockbusters and a lot of noise and chaos in the movie theaters. I thought this could be a very simple stripped down character piece that could be really appealing to a wide audience. I'd found a location in Central Texas that had been devastated by wildfire, and the idea of making a kind of a buddy movie within this backdrop. It's Paul Rudd and Emile Hirsch's characters painting yellow lines through the kind of monochromatic environment became a very appealing, kind of strange way to make a movie that had a sense of humor about it, but also great emotional qualities.
And I heard that you kept the production a secret until after you were done with the movie. Is that correct?
Yeah, one of the joys of making a film that's this low budget and independent in spirit is that there's not a lot of people looking over your shoulder, and it's not about big deals and actor fees and budgets, and it really is not about that at all. It's about getting a great crew of hardworking people to roll up their sleeves and commit to making a movie to the best of their ability. So I really wanted to kind of keep all the noise and politics and paperwork out of it, and just really get back to what really matters is great performances in a smart story and a beautiful landscape.
Emile, this is very different from stuff you've done before. How were you drawn towards the character and the storyline?
I found the character just to be a really refreshing take on a character in nature. Like, from Into the Wild, like, he's so serious about loving nature and it's all about the passion. And this was like the yin-yang side, where it's a city guy who just wants to go drink and hang out with his friends in the city. So I thought that the contrast of that was pretty funny. And also completely relatable, and I feel like there's two sides of me. There's the side of me that is a lot like, like Paul Rudd's character, or like Chris McCandless in Into the Wild, who loves nature and just wants to be that outdoorsy person. There really is that side, but there's also like the lazy half of me that just wants to hang out at a bar in the city with my friends and just go out and party. So I felt like getting to embrace that other side was just refreshing and different. And
this was pretty much just you and Paul in the whole movie. What did you say, it's difficult to film a movie with just two people, or is it easier?
Well, it's easier if they're good, and it's more difficult if they suck. But it's kind of in this case it really was minimizing logistics and maximizing performance. So if you have great flexible actors like these guys that can roll with the punches, and if it's raining, we're filming in the rain, and if we come up with an idea and want to freestyle a scene, that's what we do. If it's actors that have that kind of flexibility and interest in the excitement of making movies and not just the prepared, rehearsed, preconceived version of movie making, then the potential is really great.
What would you say is the most challenging scene that you filmed for both of you?
Well, there was a scene in the film where I did a lot of dancing, which I think was probably rightly excised. That was very challenging just because I had this broomstick that I was dancing with, and it was just very, very physical, and it was a very choreographed routine of lots of flip tricks and pivots and things like this, triple digs.
There are a lot of things from the 80s and 90s coming back regarding fashion and music, and you guys even wore overalls in the movie. So what would you like to make a comeback from the 80s or 90s?
I think the feathered hair that Lance had was pretty cool. I think we were going for like...
The Big Trouble in Little China
Yeah,
haircut,
Big Trouble in Little China, Kurt Russell, and it was funny because David would see me and they'd be doing the hair, and he'd be like, more feather, more feather it more, feather it more, and I think just the feathering of the hair.
What do you hope audiences take away after watching this film?
Yeah, I think it's a movie where there's a lot of opportunity to kind of become emotionally involved in these characters and the romantic lives of the girls that they've left behind. They're isolated on the road and kind of nostalgically, sentimentally reaching out to these women, but realizing in the highs and lows of their love lives that it can be some unlikely co-workers and characters that are really meaningful when you need them.
just need an adventure.
There's birds in here. What?